This is this morning. Let's explore serenity, the Buddha's Serenity and Joy discourse. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi. This is the Lama you are looking for. This morning we could chant and meditate and enjoy a lesson or two, but first, if you love Star Wars and you wish to meditate as transformatively as Yoda learned to do on Dagobah under the guidance of Qui-Gon Jinn, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. I need to take a moment to tend to that which passes as a side monitor. Fabulous. If at any time this morning you have a question, don't be shy. Simply type your question in great detail in the chat window on the right-hand side of your screen. What's that? You say you're watching a replay and you can't find the chat window? Of course not. If you're watching a replay, you'll want to type your question in the chat window, in the comment window below the video. Whoops, that was weird. Let's try that again. Something's going on. Just give me a minute to tend to things. The screen's going nuts. I will tend to it as soon as I possibly can. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's hit tap button 5 and align the word, coordinate the Word document. There we go. Okay, this morning's Serenity and Joy discourse is brought to us from the Dhammapada by Thomas by Rome, adapted by yours truly. Drink deeply, live in serenity and joy. The wise person delights in the truth and follows the way of the awakened. The farmer channels water to his land, the fletcher whittles his arrows, and the carpenter turns his wood so the wise direct their mind. Okay, this is short and sweet. How do we direct our mind? By following the Eightfold Path, by practicing the wisdom of letting go, typically by working with contemplations, usually 3 contemplations, pertaining to stress and impermanence and not-self. The second fold of the Eightfold Path is right aspiration, typically trained either through recitation or through contemplation of compassion. We train in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th folds of the Eightfold Path pertain to kind communication, kind conduct, and kind commerce. And anyway, in other words, be kind. Just be defined by kind. The 6th fold of the Eightfold Path is enthusiasm, the 7th is mindfulness, and the 8th is meditation. That is how someone directs their mind. Let's spend less than a minute on housekeeping, shall we? Every 12 hours I broadcast a live meditation class without any ads other than this. With your help, this channel could come to support the next generation of nuns, monks, yogis, lamas, and even brick-and-mortar meditation centers, each replete with a resident teacher and their apprentice. If this speaks to you and you'd like to help out, even for as little as the cost of 1 cup of coffee a month, simply use your smartphone's camera to capture this QR code, or if you're old school, scroll down and click either the link for either the Patreon link or the PayPal link or the YouTube buttons. All right, fabulous. Let's move on. What I'd like to do now is I need to apologize. This morning's practice is going to be editing heavy. I will do my best to minimize the disruptive nature of the project. So let's see. Buddha's Easy Mother Tantra. Fabulous. So, oopsie. As I create my first edit, I'll like to explain something to you. I was taught that when it comes to highest yoga tantra, known as Uttara Tantra, there are 2 main divisions when it comes to Anu Yoga, or even Maha Yoga, and that is the sequence, the sequence with which we enter the central channel. In Father Tantra, we first enter the central channel at the heart. In Mother Tantra, we first enter the central channel at the womb, or behind the navel, or in the wheel behind the navel. And we'll get to the details of that in just a moment. Of course, being a nerd, I can't hear the word mother without thinking about that really cool song by Danzig in the, what was it, late 90s, I think it was late 90s. Today is Monday the 6th. All day, as my late mother used to say. So the first thing I'm going to do is change the artwork. And I'm not doing this frivolously, but because artwork affects our subtle energies viscerally and rapidly and even efficiently. So I'm looking for the B for Buddha, and I'm scrolling down to a piece of artwork by Lama Dawa. I was first exposed to the artwork of Lama Dawa many years ago. Now I must go back a page. Oh, how nice. Okay. So I'm going to check on a template. That's how I'm going to ensure a rapid edit this morning. Okay. I've made an error, so let's remedy that toot sweet if I can. Okay. All right, excellent. So we're going to begin. Oops, I gotta alter the display. Yes, folks, it's that time of practice this morning. We're going to begin with silent meditation. The purpose of silent meditation is to use the naturally occurring functions of mind and attributes of our central nervous system let's see, I usually do it this way, so I'll do it this way, to slice through the duality of dread and desire, the fundamental duality of Buddhism. The method we use is known by many names. It is known as Zen, Chan, Dhyana, Mahasandhi, Ati Yoga, Sutra Mahamudra, and Treksho Dzogchen. You could call it Ralph for all I care. It doesn't matter what you call it. It matters if you practice it. Now, as our preliminary practice, we're going to do a chant, but first we're going to edit the art because that's how I roll. Paste. And cut. And adjust the size of the art so as to accentuate the text, not obscure it. I suspect there's a metaphor in there. Good, that'll work. Now I'm going to jump ahead to hopefully save a, that's already there, fabulous. Okay. So let's take a moment. Once again, I need to verify the display. So let's take a moment to explore the idea of a navel wheel. In Tantric Buddhism, so there's many, many, many differences between Hinduism and Buddhism. In Tantric Hinduism, not always, but often the chakras are thought of as being vertical. In Tantric Buddhism, the chakras are thought of as being horizontal, like a pizza. Let's discuss the thumbnail. Let's discuss the navel wheel. If you stand naked in front of the mirror while on your way to the shower, you'll notice your belly button. So the belly button is easy to see with the naked eye. Behind the belly button, about a thumb's width before the spine, is the navel wheel. It's the size of thumbnail. It's horizontal. Now, there are people who are rigid and fearful and controlling. And they would tell you you must visualize it with the utmost of precision, or else, and then they enumerate a bunch of things that could possibly go wrong. Upon the path of being flexible, loving, and laid back, we say there are difficult ways and hard ways of doing everything. And then we might even cite the words of Einstein and say, any educated idiot can make things more difficult, more violent, and more complicated, but it takes a lot of courage and a little bit of genius to move in the opposite direction. So walking in the footsteps of the giants who have come before me, let's make this as easy as possible. Our mind can be likened to a supercomputer, a 3-pound squishy supercomputer between our ears. By simply playing with these words, we are guiding our words are guiding our intention, and our intention is guiding our subtle energy, whether it is real or imagined, to the area that I just described for you. Now, together let's recite this quatrain or set of 4 lines 3 times. Kind Lama, please come to the horizontal wheel behind this navel. How are you kinder than all Buddhas because you're actively present in my life? And oh look, I put 2 periods down because I guess I'm just generous. Kind Lama, please come to the take 2. Kind Lama, please come to the horizontal wheel behind this navel. How are you kinder than all Buddhas because you're actively present in my life? Final time. Kind Lama, please come to the horizontal wheel behind this navel. How are you kinder than all Buddhas because you're actively present in my life? One moment, I must consult my template because that's how I roll. Okay, so let's hit the word paste. Okay. So that concludes our opening verbal practice. Now let's perform the silent counterpart. During our inhalation, we could mentally recite Lama come, and during our exhalation, we could recite to navel. Let's play with that 3 or 4 times. Let us explore the dance of mindfulness and meditation. We're wired to practice mindfulness during each inhalation. The easiest way to do so in this context is to mentally recite feeling this. We are wired by evolution to practice meditation during each exhalation. The easiest way to do that is to mentally recite relaxing. This top line I would refer to as the 3-syllable paradigm. If you want to use the 1-syllable paradigm, that's up to you. I'm not gonna show up at your doorstep and give you a finger wagging. One moment, if you please. Excellent. So now let's introduce some contemplations. During, oopsie, I'm a little turned around, please bear with me. We're going to begin with, we're going to play with some contemplations. 3/4 of them are rhetorical questions. Let us begin with bringing hating into the path of stress. How could hating feel stressful? I don't like stress. Nobody likes stress. That's why we call it stress. So we're going to use our natural aversion for stress and convert it into universal compassion through the power of words. All beings hating, may I soothe. Let us return to our rhetorical questions. This is our second rhetorical question that we're going to use to explore impermanence. We come to our third rhetorical question that we use to help us to better let go. How could hating not be me? And now we return to the dance of mindfulness and meditation. You will find that our work with the navel makes it very easy to accomplish the third meditative jhana. The fourth meditative jhana. Let's turn our attention to craving. Let's turn our attention to competitiveness or vying. Let's turn our attention to clinging. Actually, I might have jumped the gun. Now let's turn our attention to clinging. Let's bring clinging into the path of compassion. Let's bring clinging into the path of impermanence. And now let's bring clinging into the path of letting go. Now let us chant to train in love and letting go. May I yearn to liberate all beings from mastery of the Eightfold Path, with each recitation of this 12-syllable mantra. May I rely upon the Buddha's example, instructions, and students, with each recitation of this 12-syllable mantra. Kind Lama, may I regret the harm I've done and resolve to do the kind thing, with each recitation of this 12-syllable mantra. May I enthusiastically share with all beings all my wisdom, health, love, and possessions, with each recitation of this 12-syllable mantra. And now 3 times, let's recite, but first I should check to make sure that the displays are synchronized. Kind Lama, please blend with this crown mind with each recitation of the 12-syllable mantra, for our minds are one in their empty nature. Kind Lama, please blend with this crown mind with each recitation of the 12-syllable mantra, for our minds are one in their empty nature. Kind Lama, please blend with this crown mind with each recitation of the 12-syllable mantra, for our minds are one in their empty nature. One moment, if you please. Let's leapfrog over confusions, clinging, and competition with mantra meditation. Beginning with the mantra's meaning. With whom we invoke the example of the Moony Wise One, Maha greatly wise one, Moony, yea, of the Shakyas, so hard wishing enlightenment for all. Now let us leapfrog over our clinging tendencies by contemplating the right view of letting go. So during each inhalation, we recite a rhetorical question that helps us to train in wisdom. During each exhalation, we whisper the 12-syllable mantra while physically relaxing as best we can. So let's dig a little deeper into this concise rhetorical question by elaborating, by unpacking it. How is it that as we inhale, our circumstances, we can easily see our circumstances, and yet as we exhale, these exact same circumstances could begin to feel as if they were as non-graspable as a vast empty void. They could begin to feel as if they were as non-graspable as a Buddha's mythic Vati, or Pure Land, or Paradise, comprised only of lights. That is at least how they can feel. How is it that as we inhale, it is rather easy to feel our body, and yet as we relax into our exhalation, this exact same body could feel as if it was as non-graspable as the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although may be tantalizing to the eye, is intangible to the hand. Let's elaborate a bit further. As we relax, our bodies could feel as if they were as non-graspable as a Buddha's mythic body of light, known as a Sambhogakaya, or a Devi, or a Yadam. As we inhale, we can hear communication. We can hear it literally or figuratively, for communication is either verbal or nonverbal, but it is most certainly the bedrock upon which all relationships are built, whether those relationships are professional or personal or platonic or intimate. And yet, as we exhale, these exact same communication could feel as if it was as non-graspable as a mantra comprised only of light. As we breathe in, our mind's functions of perception, emotion, intention, reason, recall, and imagination could appear to us rather clearly, and yet, as we physically relax into the recitation of the mantra, our mind's functions could feel as if they were as non-graspable as a one-syllable mantra, or a seed mantra, or a bija mantra, comprised only of light. Let us now prepare to leapfrog over our competitive tendencies by contemplating love's right wishes. As we chant the mantra, it feels as if cold rays were emitting from a thumbnail-sized horizontal 12-syllable mantra rosary at our crown. Lavishing all circumstances, bodies, communication, and minds with good fortune, health, love, and wisdom, centered and spontaneous. As we inhale, we could lovingly wish that all circumstances of all beings were now as safe and as fortunate as a Buddha's mythical Vati, or Pure Land, or Paradise. As we breathe in, may we wish that all bodies of all beings now enjoy the health of a Buddha's mythical body of light, or Sambhogakaya, or Devi, or Yadam. Let us lovingly wish that all communication of all beings now be as loving as a Buddha's communication, symbolized by mantra. Let us lovingly wish that all minds of all beings now possess the wisdom of a Buddha, symbolized by that Buddha's one-syllable mantra, or seed mantra, or a bija mantra. We've completed the 128 repetitions of the 12-syllable mantra. We've completed mantra meditation, also known as mantra yoga, also known as Maha Yoga or Tantra Mahamudra or Togal Dzogchen. So we've meditated upon awareness and letting go, and love and letting go, and now we turn our attention to bliss and letting go. We begin by exploring or contemplating the dance of impermanence, interdependence, and non-graspability. When I was first exposed to this many decades ago, it blew my mind in a wonderful way. I hope it benefits you as well. So, for every literalist out there, allow me to remind you that what follows is not cosmology, but allegory. All beings melt into worlds. All worlds melt into earthlings. Earthlings melt into earth. Earth now melts into neighbors. Neighbors melt into here. Here now melts into form. Form now melts into speech. Speech now melts into mind. Crown mind melts into void. Lama blend with crown mind. Let's go straight to seeing this, relaxing. Whoops. What happened there? That's weird. Let us seal our practice with a few chants. May all the Homo mothers, non-humans, and so forth be overcome. May they become non-existent. May they be pacified. May they be thoroughly pacified. May all kinds of interferences, diseases, and possessing spirits be pacified. May all be separated from unfavorable conditions, and may all experience favorable conditions and everything excellent. Through this fortune may there be at this time happiness and health. May all mind, speech, forms, and lots be as wise, loving, healthy, and fortunate as a Buddha's bija mantra yadam and vati of lore. May all beings like the Buddha, master being, flexible, loving, laid back, egalitarian, cooperative, and kind. May all beings practice of kind communication, conduct, and calmness, for spontaneous and uncontrived. May all beings like the Buddha master the Eightfold Path as well as liberate others. May each take auspicious rebirth, master the Buddha's path, and then help all others do likewise. May everyone be free from stress, may everyone be happy, may no one be separated from the happiness. May everyone have balance from the tyranny of hating, craving, and clinging freed. If you feel I have earned it, type something in the chat window, give this live stream a thumbs up, and share it on social media. In approximately 10.5 hours, we could explore ego death, panic, and meditation, as well as chant and meditate some more. Until then, may you and yours be happy and healthy. And if you are as geeky as me, this is the way.